Okay. Welcome to Into Inner Thoughts with Kiera podcast. Kiera. And of course, I have a guest next to me. Would you like to introduce yourself?
I'm Glow.
Yes. Background story. We see I'm real bad with this. Like what grade was we in?
I believe we're in I would say the fifth grade.
The fifth grade? Okay. Because I was like, I don't remember like what grade range it was, but it's been a
It was
minute.
somewhere along there, fourth to fifth grade.
Yeah, we was friends back in the gap, as I like to
Yeah.
say. People back in the day, back in the gap, we was
Sandbox.
yes, sandbox and whatever we used to do, the hotels and the swimming pool. Like I had my
Right.
hook party. Yes, yes, yes. I'm inserting pictures, but nah, I remember. I don't know, it was like your energy. I could tell like you was a real good friend. And it always happens to me where I end up becoming real good friends with people and they end up moving away from me. And I'd be like, damn,
I
like
know.
I'd be like, man,
It be like
it be
that.
far. It be far. It don't be like a little 2, 3 minutes. It be
No,
far.
it always be off.
Man. And I was like, man, I was like, I haven't talked to it. And we ended up, I think one day I think Facebook be weird and they be knowing your life and
They do.
randomly
Just
giving me
pop up.
random people. Yeah, you popped up and I was like, oh, I remember. I was like, Mom, you remember Gloria? Mom was like, oh yeah. She was like, how's she doing? I was like, she doing good. And I was like showing pictures. I was like, man, it's been a long time, but we look the same. Literally, we today is gonna be actions. Actions speak. Actions speak louder than words, or words speak louder than actions. Is gonna be the topic. And so, whenever I told you about this topic, what did you think about it? Like, how did you feel?
Um, it's a very good topic to talk about. And I guess like when first thing that comes to mind about the topic is that um, a lot of people like to talk
Mm-hmm.
and not actually come through with what they're, I guess, speaking about or talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And I I don't really know if it's not a bad thing, but then again, it's
Mm-hmm.
like, why did you kind of like waste your time telling me all these things and then you don't even come through with none of the things that you're telling me? So to me, actions speak louder than words. I want
For
to go
sure.
off your actions. You can tell me anything. You can tell me the sky is purple and
Mhm.
it's not. I'm looking
Yeah.
at it, it's blue.
Mhm.
And I just prefer actions over words.
Yeah, I do too, because I be feeling like I struggle with depending on words that people say, and I would just like
Mm-hmm.
really like hope that they'll come through with the words of what they saying and just be like, well, their actions is kind of like trying to align. So then we force it, we try to like make it make sense. Like, well, at least they trying. And in reality, they really not trying. They only just doing the bare minimum
Right.
in order to make the words seem like action is being put forward. But in reality, ain't nothing being moved. It's just to keep you where they need to
Words
keep.
on top of words.
Mhm.
Words.
Make you
Just sending you
confused.
around in a circle.
Yeah. And it's just like I used to allow myself to be in that circle and be in that spiral and be so frustrated because that person isn't allowing their actions to align with their words. And then I had to learn that at the end of the day, it's just like people choose what they want to choose and people do what they want to do. And it's just like
Right.
like there are people that genuinely like get joy off of just sitting here just telling people that they'll do something for them and then go against their word what they say. They don't care. Like there's people that genuinely they
Right.
don't care about that. And I'd be like, dang, like how can you not care? Because it's just like not only are you affecting that other person, but you're affecting yourself. Because then now you're building that within you or showing that this is the type of person you are, or this is the type of character that you're willing to give to just anybody. just because that's
Right.
just what you want to do.
And it messes up someone's perception of you. So,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you don't want this messed up perception of you out there in the world, the universe,
Mm-hmm.
whatever.
Yeah.
Um, so it's like it's real important for you to stick to your word and mean what you say, because those words, well, even relating to the Bible, you're supposed to watch what you say, because
Mm-hmm.
words, they gonna be there forever.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like you can take it back. You said it already. It's out there.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's I don't understand why they do. I guess it's um I don't really know what it would be in your mind. What would tell you to tell somebody so much wrong stuff, or just I guess it makes them feel like they've gotten something accomplished,
Mm-hmm.
almost like procrastinating
Yeah.
a lot. So they
Mm-hmm.
procrastinate. They say what they're gonna do, and but they really just don't. They can't. I don't know if they can fully do what they say. Instead of being honest that you
Mm-hmm.
can't do it, or I'm not okay with it, they are prefer to continue to drag it along, and then the outcomes be worser
Mm-hmm.
when it's dragged out.
That's facts. But
So
usually people don't think about that though. People just
no, they don't.
they just do whatever because it's like lying to yourself is easier than telling yourself the truth.
Oh
I
my
know.
gosh, honesty.
Mhm.
Honesty is very hard, especially in our culture, our race.
Mhm.
It's
Mhm.
very hard to do. It's like if you're honest, then I guess tattletelling, and it goes along with snitching,
Mhm.
tattletelling, and
Snitching. Yeah.
they think it's like you broke this major rule for being honest
Mhm.
instead of lying, when you're not supposed to lie anyway. Like, what is the whole point of lying? It just makes things worse.
Worse. Yeah. Facts. But people feel like I feel like at the end of the day, it's just like it makes it worse. But then it's just like, but if I tell the truth, it may be even worse than what it is. Because it's like also too, not only that, like where we feel like snitches get stitches, but then it's just like it being aspects of like with parents too. So like if we tell our parents the truth, or if we say yes, I did do this, then it's just like based off of whatever reaction that person may have got, even an over dramatic reaction, words that they probably should never even have been even told at whatever age that you are, just downgrading somebody or making
Right.
somebody feel worse than what they already know they made the mistake. I'm already telling you, I'm
Right.
trying to tell you the truth. So now that I told you the truth,
Right.
now you're gonna make me feel like, oh, you dumb, why you
You're
even do that?
crucifying.
Or
You're
yeah, like
crucifying someone. You're not
yes,
God. For one,
yes.
you cannot crucify me. And we make mistakes. Everybody
Mm-hmm.
makes mistakes. That's what makes you human. And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes parents don't understand that, and they forget that when they're a child, they made plenty of mistakes. Some back then they probably wasn't as
Mm-hmm.
crucified as much as we are today. I think
Yeah.
we're crucified a lot more about the mistakes and choices and decisions we choose to make as growing adults or young adults.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we hold on to it too much to the point to where it affects us. Like we start to think like, oh, we did something wrong, or oh, now this person thinks that I'm this or thinks that I'm less than that. And it's just like, no, like you're just human and it's okay. Like now
Right.
just learn from it. Find a better way of how to do it
Right.
better next time if it approaches you again. Or if a different situation approaches you now you know how to handle these different type of things. there's different type of people, and I never known this. Like I've dealt with different type of like narcissists. I've dealt with gaslighters, just all different types of people, whether it's a relationship or platonic, whatever. But relationship wise, this particular person, they would say words, right? And the words that they would
Hmm.
say would be so believable. But then the
Yeah,
actions
gullible.
would be like, yeah, and it would be like, man, like he's I'm gonna do all these things, and you're telling this person all the things that you went through in your past, all the things that you don't have time for no more, the things that you're no longer at that place anymore in your life. And so
Right,
they say that they understand. They also, that's whenever they confide into you and tell the things that they went through in their past. You're thinking you're building this relationship, building this bond, building this trust with each other. And then the
right.
actions be like, I don't think, well, what you just said yesterday, now you acting like,
Adding up.
yeah, now you're acting like what's going on? Like first it was go with the flow, but now it's like I'm going with the
Mhm.
flow, and then I'm showing I'm going with the flow, and then now it's like, well, I didn't say I wanted to do this and that. I didn't say I want to be your girlfriend or your boyfriend. I ain't say I want to be in a relationship. And I'm like, well, what you mean? Like I ain't said I wanted to be in a relationship either. I thought we was going with the flow. So now I'm confused. So which one is it?
He
Like
was
now
just telling you things that he or she thinks that you want to hear,
mm-hmm.
for one. And
Mm-hmm.
then um men, well, even Steve Harvey said that men, it will, they might say they love you,
Mm-hmm.
and when they saying that they love you and they telling you that they love you, they'll do whatever it is you spoke out of your mouth and you wanted them to do. Like, I want to be
Mm-hmm.
married, I want to be a wife.
Mm-hmm.
They gonna want to push. They'll act like, well, sometimes when they love you, really really love you, they
Mm-hmm.
will push forth the effort and be like, well, that's what she wants, so I'm trying to give her what she wants. And then
Mm-hmm.
you got those, um the jack in the box,
Mm-hmm.
the ones that's gonna wind you up, dress it up, make it sound nice, and then every blue moon they pop out a totally different other person
Mhm.
doing totally different things that y'all talked about. You just not on the same
Mhm.
level. And
Yeah.
sometimes you we just don't know how to accept it and let it go and move forward. We just
Ve
want to dance in it because at this moment, it sounds good, looks good for the
Mhm.
moment.
Yeah. What you're comfortable with, what you're familiar with, you like you
Right.
tend to just stay in it and just think that everything maybe your mindset, like maybe it'll change.
It might play out.
Yeah, hopefully it'll
Right.
play out. Maybe they'll find God to help them change their mind, and it just switch like that. Like it'll happen. And it's just like, nah, like he already told you what it is and he showed you what it is. So just
Yeah, I
take it
already
from there.
showed you what it is.
Yeah. It's
Yep.
just it's just
And
people
sometimes
don't,
we have a problem with accepting
yeah.
people for who they really are. Like,
Mhm.
you want them to be, but that's like a you problem, because
Yeah.
you wanted it to be
Mhm.
so much more, and that person to be a great person and to love you the way that they supposed to love you,
Mhm.
and they just wasn't equipped at the moment. Not
Mhm.
like later on down the line, a few years of more experience, he uh probably will,
Yeah.
or want to double back. But we ain't doubling back. You keep
Mm-mm.
on going, keep on pushing, baby.
Yeah.
But that type of person just hasn't had enough experience, not and hasn't had enough heartbreak, because when
Mhm.
you've caused someone else heartbreak and heartache, you tend to don't really, well, I don't know. They try to hurt you first before you hurt them. They don't
Yeah.
want to commit. They have
Mhm.
commitment
Commitment
problems.
issues. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I don't know. It's real crazy. But
It is.
later on down the line, it'll be somebody that'll come along and probably do the same thing that you wanted to do, like what you wanted to do with that person, and
Just
then
chill.
yeah, they beat you to the punch. You
Yeah.
know, like, well, I want to be on this type of level. I'm looking for this
Hmm.
type of person, and I want to
Yeah.
do this, that, and the third. And then you over here looking like, well, damn, where you was when I just spent this little, 6 months
Yeah.
trying
Uh-huh.
to get old dude, or old girl to get
Hmm.
on board,
Man.
and then you know everything aligned and it fit. You'll find your person.
And honestly, I have noticed it's more of like I've been in the process of accepting it, like accepting that person for who they are. Because I'm an
Right.
empath. I'm an empath. So with me being an empath, I feel energy, I absorb energy, and I heal. And so with me wanting to heal so much, I have such a big heart where I want to fix you. So it's just like I want you to do better. I know you could do better because I see past all that extra stuff
But
that you
that, and
trying to
then
do.
look, I'm the same way. I
Uh-huh.
the exact same way. Like I can read the room
Mhm.
solely off of energy. You
Mhm.
don't have to say anything. I can read body language, the way you move, and
Mhm.
it just shows me how you really feel or what you really want to say before even saying it. So um, that's a good thing. And then
Yeah.
again, that's a bad thing because you're
Mhm.
feeling your emotions, their emotions, everybody's emotions in the room.
Mhm.
So I don't know. It's like you. Mm, this is real high strong intuition.
Uh-huh.
You don't being to gave the person enough. I don't know how to explain it. Benefit of the doubt before you already know. Like, well, nah, I already know. Like, it's just not gonna. It's
Gonna
just
work.
not gonna work. Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
over with.
Mhm. Like are you saying like where, because like I have this thing where I have a real high intuition, so it's like I know what kind of person you are before you give me that person. But then the thing
Right.
is that hits me is that whenever it actually happens in reality of the person that I never expected for you to give to me, but I knew that you had it in you, but I just didn't expect for you to do it to me, type thing.
Right.
And then
Right.
be like, oh, okay, that's cool. Like that's
I
what we
already
do.
kind of knew you was gonna do it, but I just didn't.
Yeah.
I hope that you wouldn't have showed me
Yeah,
who you
that
really
side of you.
are.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah. Is that what you're saying though?
Uh huh.
Okay, okay, yeah. Yeah, for sure, for sure. Because that's why it's just like, and then God too, I noticed that before people come into my life, God will let me know of what that person is gonna bring to me. And it's up to me to choose on how long I allow that person to be in my life. Because he sends everybody in your life for a lesson, but it's up to you of how long you allow that lesson to be within your life. Because that lesson could either be a blessing or a curse. And if
Right.
you know that it's a curse and you still already got the lesson out of it and you
You
still
going
entertain it,
against God anyway.
yeah. And then
Yeah.
eventually with you, because he got his favorites, you feel what I'm saying? And I attract his favorites for sure, for sure. I'm one of them. And I noticed that whenever we don't listen, our lesson is totally different from somebody else's lesson.
You're right. It
Because
is.
boy, whenever
But
I say it'll crumble, I'm like, well, dang, you just gonna make me just not like this person like that? He was like, yeah,
hmm
because you didn't listen. So now you mad at that person. Now you ain't gonna talk to them, and I know you're not gonna talk to them because how you feel. And I was like, well, how? Why I gotta get to that point? We was cool. I said, leave them alone. I ain't say
right.
there ain't no cool. You could be cordial. You could be. You don't even. I don't even need to
Yeah,
speak
just
to
keep
them
it
right now.
pushing. Right.
Yeah, because then the blessings that we have on us, we stop them from going through whatever it is they need to go through because they already did. They already had and already needed whatever they needed from us. and now they need to go along their merry little way. But then it's just like you said, it's that acceptance part of allowing them to go along their merry little way to where they can learn their lessons, because then we be wanting them to learn a lesson and us see it and us watch it, and then we get to have the benefits of it. But it's just like, no, it's gonna be something right on coming right on in that door that's gonna be way better than what's leaving. But we
You
just
really
be so
you block
stuck,
your blessing.
yeah, so stuck in
Mhm.
the of what we want it to be, what we feel like it should have been or what it could have been. It's just like, no,
Right.
just see what it is, and that's it. Say things of what they gonna do, but then their actions don't align. And with me being who I am, it's just like, even though I peep game and I see what's going on, I'm not gonna call you out on it, because it's
Right.
just like, at the end of the day, God got me, and whatever play out
It
is
don't make
always gonna
sense to
fall in my
call
favor.
it don't make sense to call them out on it.
Yeah, because it is what
Yeah.
it is. It's gonna
Yeah.
be what it is, regardless of the fact. Because it's just like, business is business. So it is just like,
Right. And then whatever it's karma, she's gonna come back around.
yeah,
So whatever they putting out, you don't have to have a reaction to whatever they putting out. That's the
mm-hmm,
best. That's the best reaction. No reaction.
yeah,
So you trying to overthink? Cause me, I overthink. I
mm-hmm,
overthink a lot, and that sends me down the rabbit hole. And
mm-hmm,
then that's when anxious and anxiety kind of kick in. Cause I'm
mm-hmm,
like, well, how do you approach that person about how you feel, and tell them and be able to tell them, without buckling and feeling
mm-hmm,
like you have this weight on your chest or your shoulders. And it shouldn't, it Rich, you shouldn't feel like that. Nobody
yeah,
should make you feel like that, and nobody should have that much control
mm-hmm,
over your emotions. So self control plays a lot within that type of situation.
yeah,
But yeah, no, I'm not even fixing. I've seen like where I've wanted to blow up, go off, and
mm-hmm,
address it and put it out there on the table and figure out what the problem is and
mm-hmm,
break it out. Explain myself, and I want to hear them explain themselves, have a
mm-hmm,
valid reason to treat me a certain type of way.
mm-hmm,
But then it doesn't even matter because they really don't care. They don't. They It's not that they don't care about you. They don't care about themselves. They don't have enough self respect for their own self.
mm-hmm,
So why would this person respect me if they don't respect themselves?
mm-hmm,
Like, no. So I would rather give you no reaction and show you that you didn't move me, you didn't move my spirit. I'm
mm-hmm,
not broken. I might have been bruised a little bit, like
mm-hmm,
my little heart was a little broken, a little. It hurted. I had a
yeah,
little palpitation, but
mm-hmm,
that was it. You
yeah,
didn't move. You didn't do nothing. So
mm-hmm.
whenever karma comes back around for you, I want
Be
you to keep the
prepared,
same energy.
man,
Keep the same exact energy.
man. Because Lord knows
It's
you may
gonna come
not be
back.
able to handle that one. Because, boy, most of the
Yeah,
time when you dish out, you can't handle. That's usually how it rolls.
exactly.
Hmm.
It's too hot in the kitchen. You stay out. You stay out of there.
Man, stay out of
So
there.
I don't know why people choose. And then most of the people that are like that, they have problems going on within themselves. They choose
Hmm.
not to uh, figure out or check. So
Hmm.
they'll rather spew all they vomit, they issues, they
Hmm.
problems, and they emotions. Just reflect all that on you. It makes them feel better. Only for a certain time. It's
Yeah.
not gonna be like a long term thing. It's very short term. So they have to find the next person to be spewing all over.
Yep. I
And
was just
then
about to say that.
yeah. And once you spewed all over everybody and people catch wind or whiff
Hmm.
of your bad energy, then all that bad energy that you put out, that negativity, it comes back on you in one big whop and hits you in your face in front of
Hmm.
everybody. And then now you feel what you've made everybody around you feel.
Hmm.
And when you can't, like you said, they can't handle it.
Mm-mm.
It's a different
That's
type of pressure.
a completely different type of pressure. But it's so crazy that it's just like I noticed that like the person that I was talking about earlier, like they feed off stuff like that. And I ain't never met nobody like that before. It's my first time like ever meeting somebody like that before. Like
Yeah.
they purposely, like they're like literally they're self-sabotaging their own life. Like literally. They
Right.
know that their words not gonna align with their actions. They know that they ain't gonna do what they say.
Right.
But I'm gonna say what I say right now because I need from you, and then I'm gonna keep
Yeah.
pushing from there.
And then
So
when you done, you gone.
yeah, then you hop into the next person. I'm just like, wow, like that's a lot of energy to take out. Like I'm just like,
Succubus.
yes, like I'm just
Succubus.
like you an energy vampire. Like you really just hurt people, and people be saying that, but that stuff be so serious. Like
It's real, yeah. It's very real.
misery loves company. Like if
Yeah.
you are up and they're not at a place where they're wanting to work on themselves or they're wanting to look in the mirror, even if you say something to them or try to hold them accountable, whenever you just wanted to like just revert back to that other person, you're trying to deflect, you're trying not to make it be about you because you don't want to work on you, so you want to continue with doing what you're doing. So since that person is calling you out on it, trying to hold you accountable, then you throw them away. And it's just
Right.
like I remember this one reel that Monica had said. I don't remember the exact words she said, but she was just like, be careful with who you dispose of, because you never know if you may need them later on. You just never know whenever you may need somebody. God may even sent that person in your life for a blessing, and you decided to just destroy what God sent you. You've been
Right.
praying to God on the side. Nobody knows you've been talking to God. You've been asking him to send you this, send you that, and then whenever he sends you the type of people, whether it's a friend, whether it's a
You don't
relationship,
know what
you never know what it is.
you didn't you didn't handle what you asked
Yeah.
for one. Yeah,
Mhm.
you praying and you asking for this, that, and the third, and then but you're not praying for when God gives you this, that, and third,
Mhm.
where you're mentally, physically, emotionally equipped to handle what you ask for. So
Mhm.
yeah, he gonna send you what you ask for, but are you ready, or are you just you know saying your words and not
Mhm.
really acting on your actions?
Mhm.
So you have to be careful with that a lot.
Yeah. Even with just holding your own stuff accountable too, of like you saying what you don't want, and the things that you're saying that you don't want in your life, or the things that you're saying, the type of people that you don't want to attract, but then some way
Right.
somehow you're attracting that. So then now it's like, now I need to evaluate within myself. Okay, so how am I attracting this? Like what are the things within
Why?
me that are still, bleeding a little bit, that I need to try to like, not necessarily like, because it's always going to be something that bleeds over, but it's important for you to at least acknowledge it and be aware of it, to where you can be able
Right.
to move forward to learn how to apply it into your life to do better within it. But then
Right.
whenever you sit there, you keep putting yourself in situations that you want to keep on calling your homegirl about. Oh, this dude, girl, he did it again. Okay, well, he did it a week ago. So what you mad for today? Like
Was
if he
different
did,
from today than last week when he did it.
yeah. Or if your friend, like you have a friend that said some mess about you, and spilled out your business and told people about, okay, well, if they already showed you that that's who they was, then I need you to you got to start just accepting people
Right.
for who they
Believing.
are. Yeah. And just believe
Right.
it. Believe it. It don't matter if they showed you a good part of their bone. At the end of the day, the main bone is showing you that they don't care. And that's it.
Right.
Simple.
Yeah. They don't care for your well being because somebody
Yeah.
that wouldn't do those things, wouldn't say those things.
Yeah. Because then they would care like, oh, well, I don't want them to be like overthinking this or feeling this way. So let me think about how I would word this, or how I would put this together, or maybe just not say it at all, hell, and just leave it be what it is. Hey, this ain't what I want. This is what it is. And these days, I hate when people make the decision for you. It's just like, just tell me the truth. Let me know. And then I'll let you know what I want to do from there, and then we can go about
Right.
our merry way. But then if you, it's like whenever people choose to sit there and lie to your face and they choose to just do whatever they want to do, it's like you're basically thinking about yourself.
Right.
Simple.
They took the choice from you to choose
Yes.
on how to react on the situation anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Man.
no, I've had friendships, situationships, ships
Mm-hmm.
like that too,
Yeah.
where needy, and I'm like, I wouldn't say introvert, really
Mm-hmm.
not. It's like in between.
Yeah.
Um, I'm not. I'm a less needy friend.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not like the someone that want to be, stuck to your hip every
Mm-hmm.
day and just looking for your advice on everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not like the type of person that calls every day, all the time, like, and I want to be with you all the time. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
like that. I I like my space. I like to be alone, and you think better. First of all, when you're alone, when you talk to yourself often,
Mm-hmm.
you check yourself, but you like to be in your own little bubble, your own little world. And when you get like that, I feel like you look at friendships, life, totally different way from when
Mm-hmm.
you're up underneath people all the time. Family,
Mm-hmm.
family too. Like,
Yeah.
if you don't, and then it's really important because I don't think a lot of people our age or younger knows how to be alone.
Mm-hmm.
They feel like they have to have somebody living with them 24/8. They gotta have a man staying with them, paying all the bills, and
Mm-hmm.
you know and it doesn't have to be that. Like, you trying to find yourself in somebody else. You need to
Mm-hmm.
find you, be you, know what makes you happy, and
Mm-hmm.
what makes you feel safe. And once you do that, like, everything just everything after that fall in place.
Yes, it all aligns. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For sure. Whenever you just allow, not like releasing control and just letting things be what they are and flow with it. Don't flow with it and not care, but flow
Right.
with it and also have a plan within that flow, and have good distractions, create good habits along the way of trying to move away from that darkness that you had to overcome, just moving past the past to get to the present, to understand the future, and so on and so on. Because it's always going to be people that don't care. It always got to be
Right.
darkness within the light, because if it's not darkness within the light, then it wouldn't be no light without the darkness, vice versa.
Right. Right. True. And everybody have dark days, dark times. It's
Mhm.
just how you choose to deal with it, how you choose to get through your dark times. Because I done been through some dark times, real dark
Mhm.
times. And I don't know. You kind of lose sight when you going through darkness.
Mhm.
You can't see what you do in the dark. You can't see.
Mm-mm.
You lose your sight. So
Mhm.
when you stay there and you waddle a long time, I think it gets darker,
Yeah.
and people forget. I guess they forget their life, like what made you happy and
Mhm.
what made you become the person that you are, or choose to do the things that you love to do. And when you in those dark times, that's what you need to think about. Like, you need to be thinking very positive about yourself, your surroundings, your environment, whatever you're choosing to do. Just think positive. and you lose like faith too,
Mhm.
faith in God, because you start to question, like, well, if I'm in this dark place,
Mhm.
why? You know,
Yeah.
how am I even in this dark place when it's,
Mhm.
it's a God up above,
Yeah.
and you question. You're not supposed to
Mhm.
question Him, and I guess you just after a while, I ain't gonna say after a while, because some people don't never find their way back. They really
Yeah.
do get lost
Mhm.
within themselves,
For sure.
and you got to choose. You got to choose that you don't want to be like that or be in that state of mind. And
Mhm.
I've had to choose. It's not easy. It's not easy. It's real hard
Mhm.
to choose to not be in that state of mind. People think that it's easy, and it's
Yeah,
not.
they do.
It's really not.
Yeah, they do for sure. Cause they be seeing me, they be like, "Oh, Carrie, you just be looking so happy all the time." And I'm just like, a lot of times, sometimes it just be a projection, just so you don't ask me how I'm doing or if I'm okay.
Right. And I don't
So
have to
it's
talk
just
about
like,
it.
yeah, so it's just like sometimes I'm not always okay, but it's important for me to be strong within my own self, and then I let those that I trust know that, hey, I ain't okay. I'm a little broken
Right.
today, and then I keep it pushing. But other than
Right.
that, everybody else, you gonna see the smile on my face, and that's all
Right.
it is. Just like when people find the moments of being able to find your weaknesses within you, like, I feel like that's also another thing of why people choose to just tell you whatever they wanna tell you, because they wanna find out what your weaknesses is to where they can play off that.
Yeah.
And
And
then once
use it.
yeah, use it against you. So it's just like, now that I know what your weaknesses is, I can keep you at this place because this is the insecurity within yourself. That's why I said it's important to
Right.
be with you. It's important to be with whoever it is, of why was I put here? Why was I created? Like, it's important to ask those type of questions to where you can find out who you are, to where you don't allow somebody that's finding all these weaknesses within you to be able to hold you there, because
To
you're
feed off of them. Yeah.
yeah, because you're at a place where you are growing to be better from that, and not allowing that to define who you are as a person, or allowing whatever mistake you ever made in your life to define who you are. Because then it's just like, once you already defining yourself as your past, and then here
Or
come
whatever somebody thinks of you.
yeah, that too. And then it's like, here come this other person, and then they see that weakness, and they're using that. It's just like, it can become, like you said, like a dark place where you can almost feel like you'll never be able to come out of it. And it's just like,
Right.
it's possible, like you said, it's a choice. But it's just like, a lot of people don't realize that whenever you make that choice is facing yourself, not
Right.
facing what Mary did, what Bill did, what your mama did.
You know, what
it,
they
it ain't
said.
what they said, how they felt, the opinions that they had, how they said that you should have made this path, turned this page that way. It don't matter about none of that. You gotta face you, literally. Every
Right.
aspect of
Yeah.
you. Good, the bad,
Bad.
the ugly, the sad,
Yeah, the embarrassment,
the
embarrassing
yes,
times.
ego, all
And
of that.
yeah.
Like, boy, he strip you. Like, okay, you said this is what you wanted, and this is what comes with it. And I
Right.
noticed that a lot of it comes with, it's not me being God, but me being like him. So me
Right.
being able to have this big heart that he has towards people, that sometimes people can't understand. Like, how you gonna like that person if they just did that to me? You still love them? He like,
Yep.
yeah. Because at the end of the day, just because you wouldn't have chose to do the same thing that they would have done, you still did something that they wouldn't have done, which means that
Right.
y'all both made mistakes. So regardless of whatever the mistakes is,
Imperfect.
you still affected somebody.
Right.
Y'all both affected somebody in some type of way, so you can't judge what that
Nobody
person
else.
did. Yeah.
And
So it's
then everybody have their own path to walk.
mhm.
So I mean, y'all not gonna go down the same paths. Y'all not gonna do the same things
Mhm.
at the same time. You
Yes.
might later on down the line do the same thing that, well, for one, once that you said you wouldn't do, or that another person you spoke on that another person did, that
Mm-hmm.
you said you wouldn't do, but later on down the line you find yourself doing it.
Yep.
And then you have to check yourself then, because you're like, well, I said when I talked about so and so for doing what she had did, and now I done turned around and I done did it. You had to bite
Mm-hmm.
your word, you had to bite your tongue
Yeah.
on it. And now you gotta fix yourself.
Mm.
But I don't know. Words, uh, actions speak louder than words. I prefer
It is.
actions. I prefer to
Mm-hmm.
see it. I
Yeah.
prefer, I would rather you make a decision choice and it be a bad decision or choice. You still went through with it. You
Yeah.
know, at least you did go through with it. You didn't
Yeah.
just say it and then even try to
Mm-hmm.
do it. You only fail when you actually tried to do something, do it.
Exactly.
So I mean, I don't understand why people want to take you around in a circle, tell you all these lies, make you just manipulate.
Yeah.
And I mean, and some people don't know that they're doing it. Some people don't
Yeah.
know that they're doing it because it's been done to them so long. It's conditioned. It's
Mm-hmm.
conditioned in them. So, like when somebody confronts them about them doing it, an honest person would be like, "Well, damn, you know." They might be mad at the moment,
Mm-hmm.
but later on, they'll probably touch back up on the situation if they love you, or whatever,
Yeah.
y'all close. They'll come back around and be like, after they ain't calm down, and like, damn, I understand what you was saying. I get it. I couldn't see it. You can see it,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know that I'm doing it, but you telling me that I'm doing it.
Yeah.
And then like you put it in perspective, and then you'll kind of fix it. Well, those that do want to fix it, they'll fix
Yeah.
it later on, call themselves out about it. But the ones, they got ones that ain't finna
Mm-mm.
budge
No.
into changing, ain't finna fix nothing, don't care about fixing nothing, don't care about you, they self,
Mm-hmm.
just don't care about nothing. Just going through life and world, just wreaking havoc.
Yeah. And just be angry. A lot of times they just be mad. Be mad at the
Yeah,
world. And
just
all
be
they gotta
mad at
do
the
is go
world.
fix within themselves and things would be a lot more clear.
Right. You just got to let those people go, and they have to see. They have to experience. Those are the ones that say that keep going until they bump their head.
Oh yeah. Until it's like you can't bump it no more. And then at that
Right.
point, now you literally have a choice. And if you
Right.
still choose that,
Nothing good comes out of it. You
yeah.
notice, like the path that you chose to take. You had two paths.
Mm-hmm.
You chose to take the wrong one when nothing on that path, nothing is going right for you on that path.
Yeah.
And then you try to take a little detour off and go
Mm-hmm.
to the other path, but then you ain't really quite ready for that path, so you go back. You go
Yeah.
back, you revert doing the same things, saying the same things, lying about the same thing.
Yeah. Or you could have like been ready for it, but then you doubt your own. Well, I guess that's still a form of not being ready because you're still doubting yourself and making yourself feel like you're not. So it's just
Right.
like a form of not having that confidence of believing that it's possible to get out of that type of
Wait.
mindset.
Right.
Yeah. I feel like that's also too a big part of like changing your surroundings. Like people don't realize like changing the type of people like that
You
you
hang
hang out with.
around.
Yeah, the type of people that you talk
Everybody don't
to.
have your best interests at heart.
Yeah, because
So
sometimes you can't even talk to your own mama sometimes or your own daddy because sometimes they may put a little negative spin on it and be like, "Well, dang, I can't even talk to you either." So you just got to find
right.
that person that you can really go
And they
to
not
that
even
won't.
being honest. They're not
Yeah,
gonna be honest with themselves. The answer of the advice that they give you is not a honest answer and advice. It's really based off emotion.
Mhm.
especially when you talking to your parents about,
Yeah.
especially relationship stuff.
Mhm.
I feel like relationship stuff should be like left out of conversations with your parents
Completely, man.
solely only because once you put that perception of the person you with out
Mhm.
there to your
Mhm.
parents, that's the person that they think they are
Yep.
forever, you know.
Yep.
And then like once you try to come back and be like, well, he's so good and I love him, he changed. Yeah,
Mhm.
well, he didn't change in your parents' eyes.
Yeah.
You know, they still dwelling on what you told them
Mhm.
previous 2 weeks ago when you know
Mhm.
he tried to run me off the road. They gonna remember that.
Yeah.
They ain't gonna remember all the good stuff they
Yeah.
did after that.
Mhm.
You know, so you gotta just be careful with what you put out
So
there.
when you start giving your energy to people, they start being like, oh, I bother you, and they keep
Yeah.
doing it. And like, let, let me become a mute real quick because this whole me trying to be all well, you shouldn't do this. That's not putting no emotion into nothing. You did
Right.
that, oh, okay, that's cool. Dang,
Yeah.
thanks for showing me who you are. I appreciate that.
For
Let me
real.
keep pushing because I don't got time for that.
For real. For
Old me would
real.
have been rah rah, like trying to make you see what you did, how you did it, when you did it, the receipts,
For
then
what?
screenshots, like what's in the whole paragraphs, like just going
Everything, the
in,
whole 9 yards.
man.
And I'm not like now. I'm just so cool with it. Like the
Yeah.
some you want to argue about it, and I'll be
Mhm.
like, look. Especially if I'm like cooking, I'm in my little moment. I like to cook,
Mhm.
and I'm like, I'm not gonna argue with you. I'm like
Yeah.
literally cooking cornbread. It'll
Mhm.
be, and that's me. That'll be my
Yeah.
answer for whatever you got going on toxic, and you trying to put it and argue with me. I'm like, look, I'm cooking cornbread. I
Yeah.
don't know what you're talking about. I'm gonna continue to cook my cornbread. My
Mhm.
cornbread is so golden brown, baby. This cornbread gonna be good.
Good.
This and the third, you over here 38 hot,
Man.
and I'm over
Um,
here just laughing, worried about
just
my cornbread.
man, just
So
chilling.
no,
Boy, I learned they say silence is a virtue.
it
I
is
had to learn because I used to talk too much. People used to know too much of how I felt. Now I just get quiet, and then I notice that people get uncomfortable and they'll just start talking. They just start
right.
telling on themselves. And I'm like,
Yep.
oh, like okay, God, this is how this works. He was like, yeah,
Hmm.
I've been told you to do this a long time ago. I was like, man, it take time.
It do. It take
Right.
time and then experiences. You
Mhm.
have to literally just go through. Which I hate that you have to go through anything to. Some people don't. Some
Mhm.
people don't have to go through anything, and they know off dump. It's just something they not about to do, deal with,
Mhm.
get involved with at all. Those are
Mhm.
strong, real strong people,
Man.
and then that wasn't me.
Man.
So I had to go through. I had to go through a lot of
Yeah.
different situations and stuff for me to absolutely learn. Like, nah, you just can't be doing it. And then it wasn't like with people, and it just makes it worse when it's like your family. It's
Man.
not the people out in the street. You expect
Mhm.
that from people out in the street, but
Yeah.
you don't really expect that from family. But
Mhm.
when it's family, it's worse.
Man.
It's really hard. It's really hard
It can be
to
traumatizing sometimes, I'm not gonna lie. 'Cause
yeah,
it could be like it's so painful. Like that pain is a whole different kind of pain.
different. Yeah, a whole
Like
different
I
type.
I felt that pain before. I ain't never thought that I was gonna ever in my life feel that pain before from my family members, like from like my mama, my dad, or my granny. Like them three people. I was like, wait a minute, hold on, God, what you mean? Like, so this is what it comes with? He was like, "Yeah." He was like, "But I still need you to also give them grace too, because there's some things as well that they haven't fully learned, that they don't fully understand. So it's just like, yes, they did hurt you, and it's important for you to acknowledge and let them know that they hurt you. But
And just leave it at that. Like, don't
yeah,
expect
like
nothing. Don't
exactly.
expect nothing
Mhm.
back. And
Yeah,
see, I expected something back. Like, well, I've just
man.
told you how you made me feel,
Mhm.
and like, you don't get an apology,
Man,
or
I understand. Forget the apology. I understand where you coming from, or like I see
like,
where
I
you
see
thought
what you
you
talking
were supposed
about.
to make a better, like, what? Like none of that.
No, yeah. So, it
Accountability.
just,
It don't be
oh,
it be
it
like,
lack the
well,
lack of
I did.
accountability. Like,
Yes.
I
It's
know
like,
you know, I know you know that you wrong. Like, you
yeah.
don't. Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
But now I just be like, this is you. This is
Yeah.
who you've always been.
Mhm.
These are things that you've always said. Is nothing
Mhm.
new. Like, you continue being that person. That's who you want to be. But me, that's not who I want to be. That's
Mm.
not. I'm not gonna let you just bring me down every time.
Amen.
No, I'm not. I'm gonna choose to be happy and peaceful and
Yeah.
continue living life.
Facts. Because I learned that even though, like, I learned that, like, with the whole family thing, like, yes, they may do things, but I also learned to also take my accountability on my end of how I communicate or how I choose to say certain things. Because,
Mm-hmm.
like, even though it may be valid of how they treated me, that still didn't give me the right to just be just as, bitter or angry back. Like I could just, like you said, just
Right.
leave it at what it is. Like that's just what they choose to do. That person showed you. You tried to tell them, hey, what you did wasn't cool, but then they still
You
chose to,
expected you
yeah,
expected yourself in a person. You was looking for yourself in them.
yes,
And everybody ain't you. They
ain't
ain't
me,
built like
yes,
you. They
mhm,
can't handle what you handle. They
mhm,
can't um they just can't. Like, they
yeah,
can't turn around and bounce back, I guess. And I guess as good as you can, you
yeah.
know.
I feel like it's like strong, like a strong minded, like just some people have the willingness to be able to do it then, and some people have the willingness to just take a little longer to get there. So it's
Get it.
like you said, like just different journeys. So I get what you're saying. It's just like it's like people eventually get there if you choose. Some people don't, but some people
Right.
do get there. Whether if it's at 2 years, 3 years down the line, they still got there regardless of the fact.
Right. It
It's
just took them a
always
little longer.
yeah. So it's just like also just I don't know. I just be praying for their hearts whenever they tell me want to take accountability.
Yeah,
Lord,
move them. Yes, move your
yes,
heart, your
hmm
spirit, your
yeah,
mind, for sure. Because, like, just thinking about what state of mind you in for you to even treat someone so small and
hmm
little, you must feel like that. You
yeah.
know,
You must
you
feel
gotta feel
small.
like that
Hmm
in the inside.
Yeah,
So that's even, and that's how I feel like when I deal with my parents. That's how I deal
hmm
with them. Because, like, you I me having a a child at 16, and then thinking about, like, when my mom had
hmm
her first child at 15, and,
hmm
and being married and then continuously to have kids. I don't know what she was, I don't know what she was
yeah,
going through. I
hmm
kind of like knew, like, when I got pregnant at that young, my mind was like spiraling out of control. So
hmm
I can only imagine, like, back
yeah,
then, what she was going through. Like,
hmm
only imagine.
yeah,
I don't know to even have. So
yeah,
she gonna deal with certain situations different from me. It was a different
mhm,
time, different era.
yeah,
They dealt with stuff differently, and then I
Mhm.
think they were more judged on how they chose to do things or decisions they chose to make.
Yeah,
Then here we are now, we just free, kind of
very
like
true.
we free, and we more open to
Mhm.
doing stuff different.
Yeah. And
So
more willing to make mistakes and not being so afraid of what
right,
the outcome is gonna be, or being
right,
more willing to be more vocal and stand up for ourselves and not allow people to just do whatever it is that they wanna do with us,
right,
and
and
just
just sit there
setting
and let
boundaries.
it happen.
Yeah, like
Right.
setting boundaries, like actually not talking to that family member just because we so-called blood. I don't care, like, it is what it is, like,
You
you
hurt
know,
me. That's it. You don't get
that's
another
it.
chance again.
And that's all it is, and it's okay,
That's
like,
it.
it's like that whole preaching to me, "Well, that's family." You I don't care, they didn't think we was family whenever they chose to make the decision that they chose, so why should
No.
I have to extend out myself if they not willing to no, that's not how that works. But I pray for you
Mhm.
on distance, and I hope that you find your way in
And
whatever
that's
that
it.
looks
And
like
it'll
for
every time we see each other, it'll still be a hey,
you.
how you
Mhm.
doing? I love
Yeah.
you, and cordial, real
Mhm.
cordial. Because at
Yeah.
the end of the day, what you did didn't affect me. It might affect you,
Yeah.
but
Because 'Cause I'm
it
never
didn't
gonna be
affect
hateful
me.
towards you.
Right? No, I can't. I can't be
Yeah.
hateful. I can't hold
Mm-mm.
no grudges. It's not in
Mm-mm.
me, and I
No,
don't
no.
understand how you can
Yeah.
hold grudges and hate like that, and that don't make you hard. It makes you hard. Makes you
Yeah.
real hard.
Eat you up in the inside.
Yes, and intolerable. You
Mhm.
can't handle anything. You a ticking time bomb everywhere you go,
Man.
and don't nobody want to be that. Like, why
Mm,
you want to be that angry bird
angry. Yeah.
everywhere you go?
Everywhere you go. That's so draining, Lord Jesus.
Yes, very draining. No, I'm not about to
Yeah.
do that.
Yes, I enjoyed this show for real. I really did appreciate you doing this video with me because at first I didn't know. I was like, people be scared to do these videos. People like record me. Yeah, like
Yeah,
just regular, just a conversation. That's all. So it's
that's
just
it.
like, yeah. So I appreciate you doing this with me because it now this is making me be ready for what's to come, and so I'm glad that you're a part of this journey with me. I got my
Thank
list
you for having
name. You
me.
feel
Thank
me?
you for having me.
Of
I
course,
like
of
it. The
course.
fact that you have a podcast and that you
Yes.
feel comfortable with talking about the things that you're going through or what other people are going through. Because some
Mhm.
people can't talk about it. It's
No, they
hard to talk
can't.
about. So, and me, I'm gonna talk about it. Anything I've been through in the past, present,
Mhm.
anything I probably gonna go through in the future, I'm gonna talk about
Imma
it.
talk about it, yeah.
It makes you feel better when you talk about it and you just validate your own feelings.
Before we get off the video, so I
Okay.
wanna read this card real quick. So the first one is gonna be it's the 4th chakra, and it's called the heart chakra. And so I'm gonna read one of these off of here. And so it says, "Speaking from the heart will let those around me know how I feel about them." It says, "My generosity will teach another person's heart and replenish their spirit." So, period.
I feel like
And that's
that in line with what
what
well
we was
me
just talking about.
in general and then what we talked about.
Oh,
I think we
okay.
both have big hearts and
Mhm,
things that we went through, experience.
mhm,
Uh, we can help other people.
for sure. But I really enjoyed this video, guys. I hope y'all enjoyed it. So peace, love, blessings. Bye, you guys.
Bye.